Yellow, what's going on, guys? It's Stoves from Bizbly, and the chart of the day from November 2nd here. Another chart of the SPY, of course. And we are going to go over a couple of trades that I made today. I usually don't take more than one trade per day, but sometimes the setup is there twice. The first time it's set up today was right here. You see this green bar closing near its high, and then the red bar, but a reversal bar nonetheless. Both of these bars are reversal bars because they're closing above their midpoint. And it actually also makes sort of an outside inside setup. And it would have been even better if the last bar, the signal bar, was the bar closing on its high, but nonetheless, it still looks pretty decent. And after a choppy day like this to start, and then making its way down, it just looks like a lot of trading range price action going on. It's around 30 cents from VWAP, so I got in above this setup, and it was an easy scalp to VWAP. Now, it also set up again down here, right? We're definitely at least 25 cents away from VWAP. Nice signal bar closing on its high, well below the -2 band, or at least on the -2 band, and not too close to the -1 band. So I took this setup too, and it was an okay entry bar, I guess, just because it was a bull body, but nothing great there. And as you can see, we had to go sideways. Now, this entry was a little aggressive, a little ballsy on my part, because we did have an FOMC meeting today, and that's what caused this little crazy big bar action here and a little more volume than the rest of the day right here at this 2 o'clock hour, because that's when the FOMC is released. But I think there was, like, if I remember correctly, because again, I am doing these November videos after the fact. It's actually the beginning of March right now. If I remember correctly, there was like a 97% chance that they weren't going to raise rates at this meeting, like 97, 98, 99, something like that, that they were not going to raise rates at this meeting. So despite this FOMC binary event that can cause all this volatility, it was just so boring in the market. I can remember even the weeks leading up to this were just boring. There's nothing going on. We're grinding up at all-time highs. Everyone and their mother knows we're not raising interest rates this month. So I took this trade, and I wasn't too scared to hold through the FOMC report. So I took the long entry here at 127. I bought at 209.90, and at 224, which is around right here, I got out with 40 cents, and I had to take 70 cents worth of heat on this trade. So that gives me an actual risk to reward of 1.75. Now, I know I actually didn't say timestamps and prices for this setup here, so I'll just say it real quick. I bought at 11:02 at 210.28, and I exited up here at VWAP at 11:12 for plus 31 cents. And I only took about 5 cents of heat here, so that gives me an actual risk to reward ratio of 0.16, risking 16 cents to make $1 on that one, and on this one risking $1.75 to make $1. But both were wins. That's what we do. That's what I do. I just try to create consistent winners, and I force the market to beat me with these wide stops. Now, it definitely was aggressive trading this so close to the FOMC report, but like I said, it was just so boring, and with a pretty much 100% chance that they weren't going to raise rates, it was pretty evident that something like this was going to happen, right? Absolutely nothing. Big down, big up, big sideways. Big down, big up, big confusion, as Al would say, right? Big down, big up, well, we don't know what's going on, big confusion, sideways into the end of the day. Now, what I was doing in November and December is a little bit different than what I've been doing now in January, February, March. In that November, December timeframe, I was just booking profits at VWAP, booking profits at VWAP. Now, the only time I book profits at VWAP is if I take an afternoon trade, and I don't take many of those afternoon trades. When I'm taking the morning trades now, I'm looking to actually take profits at this +1 band. So on a day like today, it actually wouldn't have worked out very well. And because I bought at around 210.28, I would have been stopped out. because this hits about 209.20 here. So that's $1. And if I'm hanging on this whole time through all of this, I would have been stopped out thanks to the FOMC report. So thank God that didn't happen, but this is just showing me that during these FOMC days, if I am buying a morning setup like this, maybe I should consider booking at VWAP. And if I don't book at VWAP, and after it does this, which it does often, it hits VWAP and then it bounces between these two bands right here, and then it makes its next decision on does it want to go up or does it want to go down. So maybe if I do see something like this where it's in this trading range for about 2 hours and then it decides to break to the downside, maybe I should just exit with a small loss, under the low of the day. Because at this point, this is either going to go up or it's going to make a new low of the day, right? And if I know the FOMC is coming, then I don't want to be in the trade, especially when the trade's going against me. I kind of want to wait for a more favorable price or just better trade location, right? Or just wait until the FOMC plays out, especially if there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the FOMC. I'm just not going to trade on those FOMC days when there's a lot of uncertainty. We usually don't even get a good range or a good volatile two-sided trading during FOMC days. It's usually pretty boring up until the FOMC report before the move happens. So I probably won't be trading a lot of FOMC days in general. Again, this one I only traded because everyone and their mother knew they weren't raising rates. There was pretty much 100% chance they weren't going to. There was really no fear for me trading it, but if there was even a lick of fear, I definitely would not have traded it. And if I was looking to book profits at this +1 band, it would not have made it there. And with the FOMC coming out, it definitely would have made me very weary, and I hope I would have exited, but maybe the best strategy is just not to trade these days in general. So just a few points here, guys. I hope that helped you kind of dive into my thought process and see what I was thinking about actually trading this FOMC day and why, and how my trading in November and December kind of differs from January, February, and going forward. The reason why it does differ is just because I went through all of my charts, I went through all of the days, and I just realized most of the time I can get that +1 tag. And if I don't get that +1 tag, well, it just kind of chops around and hangs around VWAP till the end of the day, or maybe even goes back to my entry price at the end of the day, but it usually doesn't hit VWAP and keep on tanking all the way into the end of the day where it would kind of stop me out. So until something changes, until I see the market environment doing something different, I'm just going to keep going back to the well and see how I can fine tune the well that I have to give myself a little extra profits or even reduce my potential loss. But for right now, that 10-point stop seems to be the magic number there. So we'll see how it changes going forward. But up until beginning of March here, that's really what I've been doing, is looking for this +1 band and keeping the stops at around 10 points. $1 in the SPY, 10 points in the ES. All right, guys. Hope you got a little something out of that. Thank you for listening, and until the next video. Stos out!